What's going on, people? TroopzTV. Back again. Back our blood clot again, you understand? Welcome back to the Arsenal breakdown. You understand? You don't know the vibes. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the blood clot ting. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's an Avengers thing, you understand? And then I thought to myself, I'm gonna go with a three-headed horseman vibe. You get me? But then one of the horsemen decided to do an 18-hour stream. You get me? So you have let me think of a wrestling tag team, blood. You have the Rock and Sock connection, blood. You understand? You have the Rock and Sock connection, blood. You get me? Where we are back again for another episode. You get me? My brother Potts in the cut. Disappointing one again. You get me? That's back-to-back breakdowns where they're not enjoyable ones. You get me? They're just miserable, dead, and dusty. A bit like our manager, you understand? But Potts, we're out of the Champions League. Season's done. That's 5 years now with no trophy. Our longest trophy drought since 2014. Obviously, that period from 05 to 2014, that was the 9-year period. This is the longest drought since then. Arteta has eclipsed that. Another record that he shouldn't have broken, but he did. He's done many of them in his time at the club. But we're out. According to the manager, the best team lost. The best team in the Champions League is out, according to this man. You get me? What's your thought process on what he's bringing to the table now, blood? Because to me, it's just pure promo, blood. You get me? Like, this guy should have been a wrestler, blood, in the Attitude Era. He would have been killing it. You understand? Because his microphone skills are second to none. You understand? But his in-ring ability, which is his management, basically, is absolutely shit, blood. You get me? He's saying that we were the better side. He's saying that Donnarumma was the best player in both ties, when in the first tie, he only made one outstanding save. You get me? And that was the Trossard save. You get me? The one from Martinelli. Martinelli hit it straight at him. You get me? Martinelli's got to do better. He literally just hit the ball straight at him, blood. You get me? He did have a good game yesterday, but he's just trying to... He's just looking for excuses again. You get me? It's just every other day there's a new excuse. You understand? He even lies. You get me? He is even lying now, blood, because he said that the PSG bench agreed with what he said. And then Enrique comes out and said, no, we were the better team. I never said that. You know what I'm saying? Anita, big up Anita. You understand? I don't know if you saw that clip when Anita was interviewing him, and he was basically malfunctioning in the interview, blood. You get me? It was like his reply to her. It's like, you know, when you go on TV, blood, and they have the screen that the host has to read off, blood. You understand?
Auto cue.
It was like there was an auto cue just there, and he was just reading off it, blood. You get me? Because even his replies are just robotic. It's the same. Every interview he did, he was running with the same narrative, blood. You get me? But fair play to Anita. She tried to press him. You get me? But that might be the last time that she interviews him, boy, because we know how he is, blood.
Well, we know what happens when people ask stupid questions. In their eyes, stupid questions. They get kicked out. Gail Davis had the same. She ain't been there for ages since she said, oh, have you seen your season as failure then? Seeing as at the start of the season, you told the crowd not to be satisfied with second. Yeah, I ain't seen her for ages. This guy has said 3 ridiculous things. Yeah. Around the winter transfer window, he said what he's doing is working miracles. Anybody else would be 15th with this team with the amount of injuries they got and out of everything. Clown. Yeah. Next thing he said, yesterday or the day before, he said that Liverpool are lucky, really, because it's about timing winning trophies, because they have less points than we've had in the last 2 seasons. Well, we're only on game week 35, Mikel. There's 3 more to go and they can get into the 90s. What are you talking about? You've gone too early. And then do you know what? I think Liverpool actually will. I know they're on the beach, but I actually think they'll probably win the majority of their games, right? Then you've got the scenario yesterday. We were the best team in the competition. Well, guess what, numbskull? We're out. So if we're the best team in the competition, we must have a shit manager then that can't get us across the line. So this guy has just absolutely gone in their head, bruv. He's finished. He's kaput. He's so rattled, yeah, and he's so arrogant, and he literally is in denial about what his capabilities are. Because there's 3 elite managers that we've come up against in Simone Inzaghi, Hansi Flick, and of course last night in Luis Enrique. All 3 of them I would take at Arsenal because they've got winning mentality and a CV that says I win. And he has proven why he's failed. So when I look at what Mikel's saying, and we'll come into the game in a minute, I think he's lost the plot, bro. I think he's that done that is literally not looking at himself. Now, real talk, troops, I'd have had a hell of a lot of respect from him if he would have said, let's take those 3 little quotes that he's made, right? The first quote, instead of saying we're a miracle worker, I'm a miracle worker, everyone being 15th, he should have said the following. We've got some problems with injuries at the moment. Unfortunately, it's part of the game. We've been a bit unlucky with it, but we've got to soldier on because it's part of the game, and I still believe in these players. Next thing, 89 points. We're lucky to get Liverpool are lucky to get the league. Last 2 seasons, we finished with more points. What he should have said was, do you know what? Liverpool have been phenomenal this season. They deserve the Premier League. Arne Slot definitely does. I've been so impressed with him in his first year. We need to look at ourselves, dust ourselves off, look at what went wrong, sort ourselves out in the summer and go again next year. I'd have had total respect for him. Last night, I would have said, you know what? We were beaten by the better side in 2 legs. We've done well to get this far. I'm proud of the guys, but we weren't good enough in the 2 legs. We need to look at why and we go again next season. Humble managers do that, mate. This arrogant dickhead wants to go around taking stupid quotes, making himself look pathetic, because this guy is trying to make out like we've had some sort of messiah season because we didn't come 15th and go out of all the competitions. In the same bracket, he thinks that what we've done in the last 2 seasons was magnificent and some form of achievement, and that Liverpool would be nowhere near if it was the Arsenal and City of the last 2 years. And then what he wants to do is go around and say that we're the best team in the competition, putting disrespect on the other 3 teams that have pretty much given unbelievable performances. That Inter Milan and Barcelona could have been a final that game. And then you look at what PSG have done in 2 legs. I hope they go and win it, by the way, PSG. Yeah. And then you look at Luis Enrique when he comes out. He gives respect to Arsenal, like he did in October, November, when he said we were a good side. For what he's gone through with his kid, with his young girl and all that, I hope he goes and wins it, mate. And do you know what? It would be good for PSG to win that because it proves you don't need Galacticos, you need a team. Because that's what PSG have been trying to be, is Galacticos. Now they've got a team. They've actually got a manager. They're playing brilliant football, mate. And do you know what? I think that is an absolute shambles of a quote to be saying that you are the best team in that competition. That is really, really childish, throwing your toys out the pram, showing naivety, showing you aren't ready, showing you aren't up for this level, and showing that you can't compete with the elite. And they are one of the many reasons, bruv, why I want this manager gone, fam. Can't lie.
It's just ridiculous, bud. You get me? You look at the in-game management again. Yesterday, we go 1-0 down. He doesn't make no changes at halftime. We're 2-0 down, chasing the game. You look at the changes he's making them because players are tired. You get me? He took off Skelly because of the penalty. When I think Skelly was nervous that whole game, bro.
Yeah,
You understand? I think he was out of his depth. I said that, when you go into that stadium and you look around and you see all of them flares and you see all of that tifo and you hear the noise and you feel the aggression from that crowd, it's gonna be, you get me, something that a lot of these men ain't seen before, blood. You understand? When the players were coming out and Skelly looked nervous, blood. Like he was looking around and he was like, yo, this is mad. Rice was more like, all right, cool. Is this what you man are on? Yeah. All right, cool. Say no more. Let's get it cracking type of thing. You get me? Which he didn't do. You understand? But I just look at the in-game management again. No Ethan again. Yet again, no Ethan, bro. You understand? Ethan's just there. What's Ethan done to deserve this, blood? You get me? He's been fine. You understand? Every time he comes off the bench, he makes an impact. He's got this thing. He just stifles players, blood. You understand? Especially attacking players, bro. He has them on a leash. The only one he lets go is Saka. The rest of them is control type of thing. He won't let them just play their game, show personality. You understand? We started well. Like the first 20 minutes, you get me? Rice should have scored. I'm not going to lie. Rice should have scored, blood. He has to score that. Donnarumma makes 2 great saves with the Martinelli effort and then the Odegaard half volley. But apart from that, when it went 1-0, we kind of went into our shell. I was expecting to see something different from the team. I was expecting to see players try to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. I didn't see that. You get me? I'm flat, Potts, blood. You understand? I've said this a long time about this manager that he's not good enough. He's got us as far as he can. He's a Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool. He's a Ranieri at Chelsea. He's the nearly man. You understand? We have turned into that nearly team, blood. You get me? That's 8 semi-final games, no wins. You understand? 2 goals. You get me? Absolute jolting, blood. You understand? Then people will say, "Oh, the reason why we couldn't make changes was because look at the bench." Who built this squad? Who built this squad? Someone commented in my match reaction. He has strikers, but 2 of them are injured. So Jesus and Kai Havertz are going to win us Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. Is that what we're saying now, blood? That's why we're not winning, Pots.
Crazy.
Crazy
talk, bro. Crazy talk. This is what I'm saying. The players let him down. Who bought them players? Who bought them players? Because we weren't talking about the players when Real Madrid, we beat them. It was the manager that was a genius. Nobody mentioned the players then.
Why is it
we can't beat him?
As you say that, yeah, why is it as well, yeah, that when we win, it's an Arteta masterclass.
Yep.
But when we lose, it's all on the players. It's not
players
Arteta's
aren't good enough.
He coached the 5-0.
Oh, we win. Oh, what a genius. He's outclassed Carlo Ancelotti. We lose. The players have let the manager down. Trossard and Martinelli should have scored. Declan Rice should have scored. XYZ should have scored. Well, he's bought 31 players, bruv. Yeah. The only players that aren't his, believe it or not, are Kieran Tierney, William Saliba, and Gabriel Martinelli. Because you can say that Saka isn't his, but he's part of the youth system. It wasn't a signing; he come through the youth system. The other 3 players were obviously bought by Unai Emery. Yeah, one of which is probably going. The other 2, there's question marks about their futures because Saliba is obviously going to be looking at Real Madrid, and Martinelli's going to be like, is he going to be here or not? We don't know that yet, right? Both of them have got contract extensions they got to sign. But every single one of them players,
his debut as well, blood.
Exactly. So I look at the scenario of that and think you've got 31 players, which if you do the maths, is just shy of 3 11s. So you've bought 3 11s, and people are saying the players have let him down. Well, who bought them players then? We missed Kai Havertz and Jesus. Bro, do you think we're beating PSG with Kai Havertz? Nope. I thought Mourinho, actually, to be fair, is probably the reasons why we're through against Real Madrid. Kai Havertz ain't scoring that like Mourinho's chance at the Emirates. And to be honest with you, I thought Mourinho was brilliant away from home. So when I look at it, I don't think we've missed Kai Havertz at all. And I don't think we've missed Jesus because he's crocked. And I asked Igal this earlier. Name me one attacking player that he's improved other than Saka, who's just a phenomenal footballer. Because he didn't improve Laka because he went. Aubameyang, he ended up selling and we still haven't bloody replaced, even though apparently he was the problem. Pepe, let's be real. Nobody was a real massive fan of Pepe, but he's better than some of the players we got. Reece Nelson's still it. Yeah, I liked Pepe as well.
Pepe was my guy, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah, I liked Pepe. Yeah, I thought he got a
I was a big fan. I can't lie.
Yeah. Reece Nelson, Smith Rowe, Fabi Vieira, Odegaard falling off a cliff. Trossard now hit and miss and a squad player. Looks like he's going. Martinelli never developed from the Emery days. And you can add Eddie and Ketia to that as well if you want. This guy is not, on top of Willian and Sterling, who were shambles of signings, improved anybody other than Bukayo Saka. So people that keep saying to me, all we need is a striker and a winger and we're going to go and clear up. What evidence have you seen that this manager can get the best out of a left winger and a striker? I don't see it, bruv. It's bad. And, some of the players last night, you can look at their performances. But then I'm looking at those performances thinking, how are they still on the pitch? How was Odegaard lasting 90 minutes, by the way? Like, real talk, me and you have spoken about it, and we're willing to hold L's and say we've got it wrong about him, because I do still think there's talent there. But at the moment, he's droppable. And last night, other than smashing the ball for a brilliant save from Donnarumma, he disappeared again, man, and he hid. And I see Saka getting booked and getting mouthy, and then Partey and Rice are the ones telling him to calm down. Where's our captain, bruv? Where's our leader calming him down? Where's our leader dragging him away? Where's our leader getting us up for the game? We're by the scruff of the neck. We need 2 goals. And then lastly, on the manager, bruv, we need 2 goals, and he's bringing on 2 fullbacks, you know. Ben White and Calafiori are coming on. Yeah? Ethan nowhere to be seen. Trossard light for light with Martinelli. Doesn't even try and go free at the back. We've got 6 defensive players on the pitch still, and which got to win 2. We got to score 2 goals. Doesn't try and put Trossard or Martinelli up top with Marino to give him some help, because everything that Marino does here and here looks pretty good. Flicking on, link up play, chesting it down. But actually, in front of the goal, he was nowhere to be seen. There was no one in our box. The amount of time Saka put the ball in, no one's there. So actually put somebody alongside him. Go little and large, Crouchy, and Defoe it for a bit if you want. I don't know, something different. Nothing. In midfield, have a little bit of legs. I'm all for Declan Rice and Thomas Partey playing together. But I look at the scenario of Zinchenko or Lewis Skelly in this game, and I'm thinking actually one of those in midfield would have been good across 2 legs. Didn't see it. One player I will say that he could have used, people say, who's he going to bring on? Do you know what I would have brought on yesterday and last night? Kieran Tierney. Overlapping, whipping balls into Marino's head. Didn't even see it. So don't tell me this manager couldn't have done anything different. They're not ideal scenarios, troops. They're not fantastic players to come on and win you games of football. But you've got to use your tools. And when your tools are blunt, you've got to try and get us across the line, because that's what Sir Alex Ferguson did when he had Phil Jones and Chris Smalling at the back. And he had Darren Fletcher and a 39-year-old Scholes and Carrick. Yeah. He said, right, I've got Van Persie and Rooney. Oh, my tools are blunt, though, the rest of it. I've got to go and win this Premier League somehow. And do you know what? He did it. That's where elite managers do it, mate. Here, this guy has not got a clue how to change a game up. Shocking it was, man. Shocking.
What do we do now? Because we all know that he's gonna be here next year, bro. Like, let's just say it as it is. You know he's gonna be here next year. You know he's gonna get the backing. You're seeing the protection already out there. You're seeing the excuses. Oh, it's so clear to see that if we had a striker, we would have won yesterday. The excuses are ready to go.
Bruv, you know what I'd do, and I know what you'd do. I'd replace him. I'd go and bring in a serious manager, and I'd give him the summer with Berta and say, there you go. This is the perfect time to replace your manager with a new sporting director walking in the door. Go and get Simeone. Go and get Simone Inzaghi. We pay him enough. 15 million a year this brother's getting. Only Simeone and Pep earn more. So that means we can go and get any manager we want money-wise. So go and get a manager that's elite. That's not going to happen. So what needs to happen now, realistically, is with Arteta staying, Andrea Berta needs to take control of the football club. And there needs to be every single decision. He is the most powerful voice at that club alongside the ownership, which of course we don't want to be powerful, but unfortunately they are going to be. Andrea Berta now needs to run Arsenal Football Club, and there needs to be serious pressure on Mikel Arteta's head to win something next season. Because if we do go and get that striker, let's say Gyökeres, and we do go and get that winger and that midfielder that's going to create for us, and that holding midfielder that's going to be an upgrade on what we're going to be missing, I need to be seeing something that is in May that. And if it ain't in that, and we do keep him for another year, I want those owners out. Because I already want them gone now if they're not going to sack him, because I don't think they will. If we go another season and we bought all the tools for him and he still can't deliver and get us across the line, and I'm just talking a trophy, by the way, that's me being kind. Some people want him to win a major.
I was going to say, what keeps him what keeps him in a job?
Because, for me,
a Carabao Cup keeps him in a job. 6 years.
Bruv, I'm old school. And I love League Cups and FA Cups just as much because I'm old school. Some people don't think that's enough.
I like the FA Cup. I don't fuck with the League Cup.
Yeah. League Cup for me, I grew up winning it, so I liked it, right? I love Merson, Kevin Campbell and George Graham and Keown and all those guys celebrating it. I know it was a cup double, but obviously it was that's the first one that I see. So for me, I've always got it's always been in my heart, the League Cup, because it's got a history. Any cup that's got a history, I like it. But I can understand why people don't think that's enough. I can understand why people think 6 years and you win a Carabao Cup, is that it? I can get behind that, to be fair. But for me, at least he's won something. Because for me, a trophy keeps him in the job. Now, a lot of people will disagree and say it has to be a Premier League or a Champions League. You've just said you rate the FA Cup. Fair play. I love the FA Cup. It's my favourite competition, if I'm honest. But when I look at the scenario of it, I'm thinking this guy actually might not have zero credit in the bank for anyone to believe that that would even be enough. So what are we doing here, troops? This guy's got to win. And I don't care about processes and phases and all this crud. Oh, we're only in 4.5 phase. What other manager gets phases, by the way?
This is
Please
what I
explain
say.
it to me.
How many other big clubs, yeah, would the manager be at the club, spend £750 million over 5 years, win no trophies, get to no finals as well? Let's forget that. We haven't got to a final, bro. Yeah. It's not like when Klopp was Europa League final, lost. League Cup final, lost. Champions League finals, lost. It weren't that type of thing. Bro, we can't even get to the final where we see the trophy. You understand? We can't even get their blood. You get me? What other club would have a manager? What other club would a fan base protect a manager like that? Because if this was another club, if this was a Chelsea or a United or a City, whoever, we'd be taking the piss out of them, blood. We'd be trolling them. How you still got this manager at the club? He's a bum. He's a scrub. But Arteta, super duper Mick blood. You get me? I don't know where this protection comes from. I don't know where his arrogance comes from. The guy has the arrogance of prime Mourinho, bro. Like the special one, 04, 05 Mourinho, bro. You get me? Like the way he talks, bro. The way he just downplays everything. The way he disrespects other clubs' achievements when you ain't fucking doing nothing, blood. You're just stinking out the place, bro. Week in, week out. Look at the capitulation in the title race this year, bro. We wasn't even in a title race this year, bro. People will say, "Oh, like I was, bro." It fucking rattles me, blood. Like, there's so many excuses for this man. Oh, the board never went out and bought a striker in January. The board never bought him a striker in summer, brother. Do you think the board said to Arteta at the start of the summer window last season? Do you think the board said to him, "Okay, I want you to go and buy a left back. I want you to buy an 8, and I want you to bring in a loanee. I want you to bring in a left winger on loan. That's what I want you to do." That's what Kroenke said. Arteta made the choice to go out and sign Calafiori, to go out and sign Marino, to go out and get Sterling on the last day of the transfer window on loan. He decided to give Fulham Smith Rowe. He decided to give them fucking Reece on loan. He decided to sell Nketiah, blood. Yeah? He decided to loan out Fabio Vieira. He decided to get rid of Lokonga. Yeah? He decided to free up all this space, blood. Yeah? And then don't bring in nothing to replace it. Some of them were right to go. Yeah, Smith Rowe wasn't one of them. Smith Rowe should not have been sold. I said this from early. We should have kept him because he would have came in handy now with the way that this fucking Odegaard guy's playing, bro. Yeah, that would have been Smith Rowe's time to step up and shine and kick Odegaard out of the team, blood. You get me? What the fuck is going on, bro?
Bruv, it's never his fault. It's everybody else's fault. They'd rather blame the fans. They'd rather blame individual fans. They'd rather blame the board. They'd rather blame the ownership. And
where's the accountability?
Where is the right? Let me say this: 9 years in a trophy drought on Wenger, and everyone's handing him out. He wins the trophy. Everyone's like, "You should go now. You're beaten whole. Fair play to you. Let's go on for a different thing." And we're still handing him out because he's not left. Do you know what he had? Bloody credit in the bank, bruv. He had 7 FA Cups that he won with us. Yeah, went invincible and won doubles, 3 Premier League titles, and we were handing him out. 5 years into this, this guy's still waiting to replace Granit Xhaka and Aubameyang, and everyone's going, "Give it time, give it time." What other manager has phases in a job? You think, right? The board have said, "Here's 750 million, Mikel. Do me a favour, though. Don't buy a striker with it. Just buy everyone else." You think they've done that? Load of crap. Mikel Arteta has decided he doesn't want a striker because he wants to do this whole false 9 thing with Kai Havertz and Jesus, which has not worked. The only prolific striker we had, he got rid of because he said he was toxic. He's not replaced him since. We look at Granit Xhaka. He wanted to keep hold of him. Fair play, that worked. And you know what? I'll give Granit Xhaka his due. He proved me wrong in that position because I didn't think he was good enough for Arsenal. In the last 6 years that he had, I thought he's been okay, but not good enough. He was brilliant for us. Replaced, we're gonna be selling him. Fine by me. Some people wanted to keep him. I probably would have wanted to keep him as a kind of squad player or starter if we were bringing in Rice, but we got rid of him, right? We haven't replaced him, bruv, because we've spent nearly 300 million to try and actually look at this number 8 position. So don't look at the number of goalkeepers we've had, and don't only look at the number of left backs we've had, and don't only look at the number of left 8s that we've tried to replace Xhaka with. Look at the state of the front men that he's tried to actually work alongside or improve without getting a number 9 in. And it's nothing short of shambolic, bruv. Every player that he's brought in, he's tried to change their position. Ben White's a centre-back, now he's a right-back. Timber's playing left, right and everywhere. Tommy Asu doesn't really have a position. He comes here, there and everywhere. You look over the left-hand side, our left 8 is now balling out at left-back. Calafiori's a centre-back apparently, but he's playing him as a kind of left wing-back. Zinchenko's an inverted left-back that he now doesn't fancy. In midfield, Partey's playing bloody right-back half the time. Declan Rice is no longer a 6, he's now an 8. Martin Odegaard, we believe, is an 8, but he's always in the 10 position. And then we've got a front 3 that chop and change like everything. Havertz is an attacking 8. No, he's not. He's a 10. No, he's not. He's a 9. Marino's an 8. No, he's not. He's now our number 9. Jesus is a winger and was a winner and was a Centurion from Man City being a winger. Now he's a number 9. What's going on here, bro? Why can't we just go and buy a proper number 9, a proper left winger, a proper number 8, a proper holding midfielder, a proper centre-back pairing, a proper goalkeeper? Why do we have to go and keep chopping it and changing it, man? I'm sick of it. The guy is trying to complete everything before he's actually finished one thing. You know that guy at work where you get 15 jobs to do? You've done all 15 to the end, but you ain't completed one of them. That's what this guy's trying to do. He keeps scripping it up and throwing it away. We play scintillating football in the year where we went for a title. No one expected it. I was expecting top 4. And then because we bottled it, 8-point lead, can't do that again. Scrunch that up, start again. Resolute football, compact. Stoke, Tony Pulis FC. Let's see if we can do it. We ain't got that. Now we have to do absolutely zero rigid micromanaged football. That yesterday was boring. We're now lumping Thomas Partey on throw-ins to throw it into the box now, as well as set pieces. So what are we doing here? Next season, what are we going to get? You don't know. This guy has not completed anything. And this is the problem with him, Troops. I've got him a lot of respect for where he's got us from and to. Fine by me. But he might be the Brendan Rodgers, nearly their manager. They're nearly their guy. They needed Klopp. Pep came in at Man City. Jose Mourinho come in at Chelsea. When they had Mark Hughes, Mancini and Pellegrini come in before Pep at Manchester City. And then you look at the scenarios of other managers and think maybe that's where we're at. Maybe he's our Brendan Rodgers, yeah? Because this guy is going to make mistakes. And this is why I never wanted a process. Because I could fit you a nice wet room if you wanted, but trust me, there'll be some leaks because I'm not a plumber. Yeah? But if you hire me, expect some leaks, bruv. Because I ain't qualified. But I can give it a good go. And I genuinely believe he's giving it a good go. I genuinely believe Mikel Arteta is doing his best. I don't think he's messing up on purpose. I just think he's making mistakes. And that's why I want to change, bruv. It's got to be.
I think his ignorance and his arrogance is what cost him, bro. You get me? Because you even look at Conte when he went to Chelsea and he said, all right, cool. You lot want to play a certain style of football, a back 4. Okay, cool. Let's see how that goes. You get me? He had the humbleness to put his philosophy to the side for the benefit of the team to see if it works for the players. You get me? Can the players play? Okay, let's see if I can boom. He saw that the squad was not that. It was a back 3. We smacked them 3-0. That's when he changed to the back 3. What happened? They won the league title. You get me? Arteta's not humble enough. Like, this whole stay humble thing is real. You understand? He's not humble enough. He's very ignorant. He's arrogant. He thinks it's his way or no way. If you step out of line once, that's it. You're finished. It's very headmasterish. You understand? It's boring, like you said, bro. You get me? Like, we only look threatening from set pieces. You understand? Or crosses. You get me? This is Arsenal Football Club. We don't play through the lines no more. Nothing. It's just boring football. Throw-ons and corners, and apparently we're this set piece. We're the set piece specialists, but we conceded another set piece goal yesterday. The Fabian Ruiz thing, that was from a set piece.
Yep.
You understand? It's just everything's just starting to starting to what's the word? Everything's starting to unveil. Everything's starting to unravel. Everything's just starting to. You're starting to see through the cracks.
And some of the fans are starting to wake up now, bro. Finally, yeah. After saying, "Oh, trust the process. It's going to be calm. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You're going too soon. You're going on losing your head. Rah rah rah. Trophyless again." And now they're starting to say maybe it's time for a change. We're turning into nearly FC. I see Robbie say that yesterday. These are all people that were telling me to calm down and start trusting the process and not lose your heads. Hang on a minute. I feel like saying, stay over there, man. You're trusting this process. It's going to get there soon. It might be in 19 years' time, but you're trusting it. Enjoy it. I don't want any phases or no more trusting processes, bro. You either win or you leave. Because people say to me, well, what happens if Simone Inzaghi or Simeone gets the job and they don't win in 2 years? Then you sack them and get someone else in. That's how it works. That's why Chelsea in the last 2 decades under Roman were the most successful. They must have had 15 managers, but they won. Yeah? Di Matteo wins. Off you go. Yeah? Avram Grant, penalty kick away from winning the Champions League. Off you go. Gus Hiddink, how many jobs did he have at Chelsea? But he was like, nah, go. You've won, but still ain't good enough. Carlo Ancelotti comes in on his first year, wins. He didn't last. Jose Mourinho had 2 stints there, didn't last. Antonio Conte won there, didn't last. Doesn't matter about lasting. Everyone wants his 15-year manager stints. It doesn't work like that. Those Wenger and Fergie days are done, bruv. They ain't happening. Pep's quite rare to make it to 10 years. I was just looking with a gal. In the Premier League, Mikel Arteta's right up there at the moment as being one of the longest serving managers. In 5 years. Doesn't happen anymore. So you get Simeone in, or Diego, or Simone Inzaghi, or whoever it is. I don't give a damn who it is. And you say to them, right, this team has got a great foundation. It's got 6 or 7 pieces missing. Bring them in and win something. Otherwise, your job will be gone. That's how it works now in football.
I don't even think it's that much that needs like I don't even think it's 6, 7 pieces. I think it's less, blood. I think it's 3, 4.
There we go.
I think 3, 4, and then we can compete, bruv. You understand? Because a lot of people say, "Oh, if we sack Arteta, we're gonna go back down to 8th. You don't know what we've got. You don't appreciate how far we've come. You want to go back to the Wenger and Emery days." I'm saying, bro, when we sacked, because we did sack Wenger, yeah, whether they like to admit it or not, we did sack Wenger, yeah. When we sacked Wenger, yeah, that squad was in the pits of hell, yeah. There was Abba and Mesut, you get me, but you look at the majority of that team, it was shit, you get me. Abba and Mesut were probably the only players that would be able to get into another top side at that time from that team. That's how done out here it was, blood. You get me? There was a lot that needed to be done. The defense needed fixing. The midfield needed fixing. We needed a proper goalkeeper. There was a whole heap of things that needed to be done. This team here, the goalkeeper, I think it's Arteta telling him to do all of this fucking madness. Go out and play at left back. Go out and play in the 6. Go out and be the 3rd centre back. I don't think Ray is doing that off his own accord. I think he's been instructed to do that, blood. Because I think Ray is a good keeper. If he stays on his fucking line, when he goes gallivanting and thinks he's fucking Neuer, that's when I'm not fucking with it. You get me? The defense is very good. You've got, you understand, one of the best centre back pairings in the game with Saliba and Gabriel. You got a proper right back in Timber. You got Skelly, who's got the potential to be a top left back if you want to keep him there. The midfield, that's where you need like 2 additions in there. You get me? Because Rice is cool, but you need another. You need an 8 and a 10. Let's be real, because I'd rather Rice in the 6, get a proper 8 and get a 10. You get me? Yep. If they want to do Zubamendi in the 6, Rice in the 8, and then get a 10, I'm fine with that as well. And then in the front line, you need a striker and a left winger, bruv. You get me? Yep. You got Bukayo Saka there, one of the top wingers in world football right now. You understand? Top talent. You get me? He always performs at a high level. He should have finished that chance. You get me? But you understand? I'm angry that he missed it, but I'm not gonna put his head on a stick. You get me? Because I remember when we lost to Olympiacos and Aubameyang equalized. They scored, and then he missed the volley in the last kick in the game, the scissor kick. I never got mad at him because I'm like, brother, he already got us back in the game. And then them man, they went and fucked it up and fucking conceded. Then you want him to go and win the game again. He's not fucking Superman. He's a human, bro. You understand? So I say the same with Bakayo there, innit? Like, Donnarumma made a great save from his shot when he done the Ethan speciality.
Yeah.
Get me the Ethan speciality. That was a great save. He got a goal. You understand? So Saka done what he's supposed to do. The team is in a good place, bro. You understand? The team is not going to fall off if you bring in a top manager. A manager, when they walk through the door and the players automatically look and they're like, rah, yo, it's him, you know? Because players do talk like that. You get me? You saw in the Tottenham All or Nothing when Mourinho walked in and all the players were like, yo, Jose, bro. Yo, Jose, blood. Yo, that's Joe. Yeah, Poch, but yo, that's Jose, blood. Aura. You know what I mean? Real aura. You understand? Real, you want to play for him, bro. You get me? You look at him and you know that, okay, cool, this man can get me over the line. This man can make me a better player. Do you understand? You bring that in. And then that also keeps the players at the club as well, blood. Because if we go trophyless again next season, which is a possibility, bro. I don't care what anyone says. Like, we've gone 5 years, bro. We went 9 under Wenger. We can definitely do it again, bro. Especially if we stick with Arteta. Yeah?
Yeah.
What is going to happen then, bro?
Bruv, this is the problem we've got. People are so desperate for this to work under Mikel Arteta, and they're so interested and invested in him doing it, that they're damaging the club by doing that. Because it's taken this long, and we're still not across the line. This guy's got to 6 or 7 semi-finals and hasn't scored a goal other than last night's Saka's goal, which was a mistake. That's the only time that we've scored. Every single time we have got close to being near pressure, he's bottled it. Now, he won the FA Cup unbelievably, but since then, he's got rid of that toxic squad, put together one that's cost 750 and hasn't won anything with it. Now, people are going to need to wake up and realise that this guy isn't going to be here forever, even if they want him to be. This guy is going to go, whether it's in 1 year, 10 years, or 15 years. This guy's not going to be manager forever at Arsenal Football Club. And Yardman was right. And I actually said it before him, but I know what he's saying with it. Do we fold the club if he goes? Or do we go get another manager and go and win? And this is where people don't want to hear it. You know, I just with Igal, I said, what would you get if he went, I don't want to answer that question. He can't even stand the thought of Arteta not being here. Like, why? What is it with this guy?
Crazy. It's like he leaves, the whole thing's going to end, bro.
It's going to go.
We're going to fall back into 8th. Bro, we need to, like, make sure that the likes of Saliba, Gabriel, the only one I got confidence in signing a new contract is Saka. You get me? Because he's Arsenal and all of that. Saka's the only one. Saliba, his head is clearly turned. Yeah? Because these recent weeks, since the rumors have been dropping and they've been getting stronger, his performances are dropping. That error he made in the first half, I said, or the second half, was it? When he tried to pass Kiwior, I said, oh my God, bro. I expect Kiwior to do that, not you, bro. You understand? We need to keep these players at the club if you want to win Champions Leagues. If you want to win Premier League.
Kiwior's been better than him, bro, in the last few weeks.
Bro, Kiwior's been, like I said it, Kiwior's been better than Saliba since Gabriel has been injured.
Agreed.
Like, it's like Saliba has turned into an absolute arsehole, an absolute clown. He's doing pure foolery, blood. And I'm like, was Gabriel carrying him, bro? You get me? Was Gabriel carrying him, blood? Because Kiwior's carrying him right now, blood. You understand? And with Real Madrid lurking, with us not winning trophies, bro, these players are going to start looking elsewhere, blood. That's when there can be a drop-off. That's when the team can drop. Because if we lose a player, the caliber of Saliba, I don't have full confidence in this board, this manager going out and replacing him. Because I've seen what he's done when he's got rid of Abba, yeah? Top striker, yeah? I've seen what he's done when he's got rid of Abba and he hasn't replaced him correctly. Jesus, Havertz. That's not replacing Aubameyang, bro. You get me? This guy will probably sell Saliba, God forbid. We'll get Dan Burn. We'll get Dan Burn, bro. We won't even get. We won't even get a fucking an Anderson from Fulham, blood. We will get Dan Burn, mate. Yeah, Dan fucking Burn, mate.
And this is the problem I've got with it, yeah. Saliba, Gabriel, Martinelli, and Saka, I've got 2 years left. Now, whether you want them all to stay or a few of them to stay or one or not, the fact of the matter is we've got to have that conversation this summer. Are you signing or are you going? Because you've got 2 years left. I ain't letting you on 1 year, and I certainly ain't letting you go for free. So you either go next year for 100 million or you sign a contract. There's no going for free. Yeah, because that's what Real Madrid are going to be doing here, by the way. That's why his head's like this, because they're like, look, don't sign with Arsenal. Just see the time out. Enjoy your 2 years. Come to us on a free like Trent has. You'll be 26. You'll be at the top of your game, and you'll win everything with us. That's what they're saying. They ain't saying come in the summer. No chance, because it's going to cost them 180 million or whatever the hell it's going to cost. Gabriel, Saudi definitely interested, and he is definitely head on his head turned by that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
he had his head turned earlier. That's why they dropped him from the team.
Exactly.
It's not, it weren't he's trying new tactics. No, Gabriel wanted to bounce. And they had to convince him to stay.
Facts. Bruv, they got to convince him to stay. He stayed. And then what happens after that is you've got a scenario of, imagine we have a bid that comes in for Gabriel and we accept that. And then we know Saliba's looking at Real Madrid. That partnership we finally put together, which is the best in the Emirates era, could be taken apart completely. This is how quickly it changes. And this is why I always said youth projects don't work, bruv. Because we've already tried it twice. We tried it with Cesc and Robin Van Persie. They both went. They said the club don't match their ambitions.
We're in that era now, you know.
We are now there. We are now there.
Cesc, Nasri, Adebayor, Clichy, Van Persie, Song, all of them, man. We're in that era, blood. We are there now because we are not winning trophies. We have a very good squad. There's so much potential. It is the same as that time, blood. Facts. It's the exact same, bro. And it's the same.
This is why I said it don't work. Youth projects don't work. This is the third youth project we did. You're right to say Song, Hleb, Fabregas, Van Persie all went in Youth Project 1. Youth Project 2 was Jack Wilshere, Ramsey, Ox, Theo. They're all sitting there.
Remember that picture? The English contingency.
Oh, we've got 6 of them. They're all signing for us. We've got
Carl Jenkinson. David put him in the picture. You remember?
Yeah. Gibbs and Jenkinson. Yeah. Oxlade, Chamberlain, Walcott. Yeah. Ramsey, Wilshere. Youth Project 2 didn't work. Now we've got Youth Project 3 and we're in a scenario where Saka, Saliba, Martinelli, Gabriel, Rice, etc. are all going to be looking away thinking what's happening here. And this is and I remember because I was supporting Arsenal and it was very, very clear to me because it was a horrible time when Nasri and Clichy and Fabregas were all potentially leaving. I'm thinking this ain't good. It's going to happen. That's where I'm at right now with Saliba and co. I think Saka will stay, but that's the only one I'm thinking that's going to stay.
I agree.
That definitely. I don't know that the others are going to go, but I believe Saka will stay. So I'm looking at this now, and I'm not confident that we're going to be in a scenario where we're going to be keeping this team together and growing again. So if we don't do it next season, which is I think probably the last chance that we've got to keep this group and this core together in the 11, if we don't add to it and Berta and Arteta don't do their job together, we're going to have this again next season and we're going to be calling him out saying, why did he not take the domestic cup seriously? Why could we not get across the line in the Champions League or the Prem? What do we do now?
But the funny thing is, Berta is under more pressure next season than Arteta because the fan base is already, the Arteta defenders are already saying, Berta's got a big job. If Berta doesn't deliver this summer, like, bruv, the protection.
Why don't he get 5 years and a dog? You know what I'm saying? Why don't he get a process? And that's how it works. Because someone said to me the other day, who do you want? And I said, tongue in cheek, I'll go take the assistant manager at Man City and give him 5 years and 750 million. And I just thought, how mad that sounds. That's what we fucking did, bro, 5 years ago. That's what we did. We did that.
We made an assistant manager, yeah. And not one of the great assistant managers that we all know, you get me, a novice, and made him the third highest paid manager in fucking football club. That's what Arsenal Football Club did, bro. That's what our board did, bro. These absolute dunces. Pure fucking dunce, blood. And now he's the Teflon Don. Now he's the Teflon Don. Because, bro, this guy's like Robocop, blood. No matter how many shots you fire at him, blood, they just ricochet off him, bro. I'm telling you. He's got light bulbs. He's got bare things, blood. Bare things.
Brother, I do not know another manager that gets this much time in Europe at an elite club and is told it doesn't matter if you don't win anything. Because when you look around Europe, the only managers that have actually been there longer than Pep Guardiola, longer than Arteta, Simeone, Pep Guardiola, Gasperini, Pellegrini's been there quite a while at Betis now, and there's someone else. Oh, it's Ancelotti. There we go. They're the only managers that have been there for 3 years or longer. Yeah, Arteta's now into 5 years. All those other managers are either winning, have won something, or are competing at the top level to win something alongside their league. Arteta has won nothing, bruv. Nothing. Oh, he won an FA Cup. Yeah, with a side that he said was toxic, so he needed to gut it. Since then, he's won nothing. And I don't care about coming close. Roy Keane spitted facts the other week on that stick to football. Oh, we come close. I think Gary Neville will right, he said it. Oh, we come close. And he said, leave me out of this bloody close thing, man. I got close to a girl once. I took her for a kebab. Nothing happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to get it across the line. And this is where Arteta, I don't think he's got it, bro. I just don't think he has got it. Now, he might go and win a Carabao Cup next season and people will say, oh, in the mud. But let's be real. If he does not win a trophy, I want him gone. I want him gone now. It ain't going to happen. He doesn't win next season. The time's done. There's no more of this. The process is in this phase. This always phase bollocks is crap. Yeah. How many phases are there? When do we win? When does it end? I want it to end. I don't want no more process. That's done. I don't want to be in phase 5 of so-and-so. How many phases have we got? Nobody else gets phases. You either win or you leave. That's the job. Yeah. You don't sit there and go, right, I'm going to win with you, but it won't be yet. Oh, well, we're only in phase 1, you see. I've got another 12 phases to go after that. If that was your interview, right? You're working and you've interviewed someone and they said, right, I need you to sell this amount of these figures. Oh, I can do, but it might take me a few phases. It's probably going to be giving me in 10 years and I might be able to get a TV across the line for you. You'd say, no, man, you ain't for me. Laters. You wouldn't go, that's brilliant. That sounds great. We understand it's a process. We understand there's phases. We'll give you a nice dog to walk around every day. Get out of here, man. I'm sick of this. The other week, me and Curtis were laughing. They had that bloody Gary Cottrell outside on Sky Sports News.
Yeah, Arteta's mopping past with winning his son.
Brother, I would have loved him to do a dump right in front of that camera, mate. I'll tell you. Because that is the most fixed, put-on thing I've ever seen in my life. The PR is a madness. We had merch dropping 2 days ago. Yeah, again. We've got the fucking new kit comes out in the last home game against Newcastle. The shop will be booming. These fans are a disgrace, man. Honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it now. And then people come at me and you. Oh, it's the Troops and Dan's fault. They're fucking disgraceful. Troops and Potts don't deserve to celebrate the Champions League if we win it. What now? We ain't going to win it. Well, you're still the problem. Get out of here, man. I'm sick of them, man. I'm sick of them. No wonder rival fans banter us and laugh at us, mate. We're a disgrace at the moment. It's been 21 years without a Premier League trophy and over 30 without a Europa League and a League Cup. I've now had to wait 5 for an FA Cup, which is our trophy, because we've got 14 of them. And people are telling me to be patient and trust the process. Nah, get out of here, man.
On that bombshell, I'm going to wrap this one, people. You get me? Potsy, big at your damn self every time, blood. You understand? You don't make sure you subscribe to 12th Man. It will either be in the description or in the title, blood. If I can fit it in, pause. You know what I mean? But big at the bro every time, blood. You lot, let me know your thoughts in the comments, blood. You get me? It's another dire end to another Arteta Arsenal season. You get me? We'll be back again. Next one will probably be the season review. You get me? So that one will be a very interesting one. But until then, you don't know the vibes. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We're out, my people.